Welcome to the United Cast. It's Entertainment Talks podcast for Man United and football. I'm your host Matthew, and today I'm going to be talking about two different things. Manchester United's 2-1 defeat away to Seville in the Europa League semi-final, and then go through not every single fixture, but the fixtures have been revealed today for the 20-21 season. So we're going to go through those, but it's been a few days. I did say that this podcast would be on Thursday or Friday next week, and today is Thursday. Overall, we did do well in making chances. Defensively, I don't even know what to say at this point. Some fans have made the excuse about that. Okay, we had four right-footed defenders. Williams right-footed, Maguire right-footed, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka both right-footed, and that's why we couldn't stop the crosses and this and that. And Williams isn't suitable for the left-hand side because he's right-footed and all these other sorts of things. Look, I understand that. Okay, Williams is right-footed. It might be preferable. We might prefer that he's left-footed, like Luke Shaw or Evra, or any of the number of players that have played for us. That doesn't mean that when those crosses come into that box and every single player misses all the cross, especially with that second goal, which is the most disappointing one to me. Not only is the defender completely free by the time not only is the attacker completely free. What was his name? Luke de Jong. Not only was he completely free by the time he got the ball, which is unacceptable. I don't really blame De Gea for the two goals. It's one of them things where your defence has got to clear that ball so you don't have to worry about it. Williams doesn't manage to block the cross, and then you've got Lindelof and Maguire. I think it was a 2v4 at that point, and they managed to get the cross in and get the goal. The fact that neither Maguire or Lindelof could get across to even really challenge Luke de Jong in that situation is really, really disappointing and quite atrocious. And you've got to look at that and think like, okay, next season, which will start in about a month or so, next season when we go up against these teams in the UEFA Champions League, which is going to be a lot tougher, how far are we really going to get? How good defensively are we really going to be? Don't get me wrong, attacking wise I've got no real problems. I've got a few problems, but not as many as we do defensively. I think our attack was still pretty good. We managed to make chances but just not put them away. We did score the penalty, and of course our new nickname, Penchester United, or Penandez. Look, if you're a rival club or you're a club that's going to play against us, how do you stop us scoring penalties? Stop fouling us in the box, really. Because then, if you can actually tackle our players properly, we won't get the penalties that we keep scoring. It's really as simple as that. So yeah, that's my only kind of thoughts on that. But yeah, I'm looking at Harry Maguire after this game, and I kind of think I think I've said similar things to this before. Why is Harry Maguire our captain? I don't see any lead. You're supposed to lead the team. I know obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in charge of the team, and he's supposed to shout at players and be in charge. But on the pitch, in the moment, it's got to be Harry Maguire, and I'm just not seeing any leadership qualities from him at all. And I don't really know who else you would pick as our captain at the moment. You've got to think of someone who's kind of a leader. Is Matic a leader? He's one of the oldest players. Mata, is he a leader? Mata doesn't really play enough to really be captain. Matic does, though. The best leader on the pitch at the moment is Bruno Fernandes. And what I don't want to happen is, there's a lot of creativity leaning on the shoulders of Bruno Fernandes. There's a lot of just pressure on him at the moment. He is doing very, very well. He's dealing with that pressure very well. But if you made Bruno Fernandes the captain, what would that do to him? Would that just put too much pressure on him? Because you can see he's got some leadership qualities on the pitch. He is telling certain players what to do, and when the second goal went in, he went over and talked to Lindelof, and they seem to have had an argument about something. So he's got that in him, and I don't see anything similar at all with Harry Maguire. And it's this difficult situation at the moment because I think Maguire needs to be dropped. I think he's made too many mistakes in the last couple of weeks, but apparently we have to keep playing him because he's our captain. But should we? I think we should. I know this might sound slightly harsh, but I think it's what needs to be done. I think you strip him of the captaincy, and you drop him for somebody else for now. Obviously, we're in the market for a left-sided defender, whether it's a centre back or a left back. Probably both would be needed, I guess. But because we've got Luke Shaw and he's a little bit injury prone and all that. But we haven't really, other than Rojo, who I think we can agree doesn't really have a future at this club. Not a terrible player, just not a particularly great one. He's done some decent things here and there, but I don't think he should really be a starter for Manchester United. But I would put in the argument again about, okay, you've got, who else have we got? Let's just take Jones out of the picture. You've got Bay, Twanzebe, Lindelof. Could you bring back Smalling? Could we give Smalling another chance? What did he really do wrong in the first place? I always kind of thought that between Smalling and Jones was easily the worst of the two. So is it time to get him back from loan and give him another chance alongside the only player I can't think of is Twanzebe, what foot he is. I'm not sure about the whole left-footed argument. I'm not really sure, but could you try like Twanzebe and Smalling at the back? Could you try Bay? A mixture of the four: Bay, Twanzebe, Lindelof, and Smalling. Just try a combination of them, because I said this weeks and weeks and weeks ago. I just do not think both individually. I mean, individually, Lindelof is doing slightly better than Maguire, but they're both made mistakes on both of those goals in this Sevilla game. What was I going to say? Yeah, I just think that, yeah, both individually and kind of as a partner, specifically as a partner, they're not working. I don't think Maguire and Lindelof have shown any kind of partnership skills or that sort of thing, or qualities towards each other. I mean, we're not expecting Vidic and Ferdinand in their first season, but I just think it's time to change things up a little bit defensively. I know that some people have said that like Bailey or Bay can be a little bit of a sort of calamity, but he tries to get himself in there. And as I've said as well with Maguire before, he just seems to jockey too much and doesn't really try to put a foot in too much. I've noticed that Lindelof sort of does, but I just think it's time to change something there. Something's got to be done about those centre-back pairings, because then you look at our attack, and we've got Fernandes and Greenwood and Martial, Rashford, Pogba, Fred. They're all doing really well. I mean, apart from Rashford, who we'll talk about in a bit. But we know that Rashford can do really well. He just isn't at the moment. But yeah, I don't think I'll get into like player ratings or specifics. I thought defense was shambolic. De Gea, I'm not really going to blame for much. I thought Fred was really, really good. If I'm to give my man of the match, it would either be Fred or maybe Fernandes. I thought they were both really, really good. Greenwood again had a bit of a quiet game. Martial sort of did. I don't know what was going on with Rashford in this match. Yeah, I really don't know what was going on with Rashford. Just couldn't seem to really do much. And when it got to a situation where he almost could, just kept falling. I think he needs to be rested for a little bit. Just kind of maybe I mean, there's going to be a bit of a break. We'll talk about the fixtures in a minute here, but I just think maybe it's not going to damage him further if we say to Rashford, look, just take some time on the bench or something. Maybe start Dan James a bit more. Buy someone else. I don't know what you necessarily do. Our winger options are a little bit limited at the moment, but maybe you just put James and Greenwood on for a bit and let James stretch his legs a bit. He hasn't played that much recently. Of course, Sancho's potentially coming into the team, but that's gone really, really quiet now. All that sort of deal and everything. We're apparently in for this Brooks player as well for 40 million from Bournemouth, which I think is atrocious in terms of price. That's almost as much as we paid for Bruno Fernandes. It's just, I don't know, sometimes I just wonder what goes on at this club. But yeah, Greenwood had a quiet game. Pogba had a mixed game, I think. Yeah, Fernandez was great. Fred was that was one of Fred's best games in a while, I think, as well. This Sevilla game. So that's pretty much all my thoughts on the game, I think. Let's take a quick break and then we'll go into some housekeeping and then we'll get into these fixtures. See you for that in a minute.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Donnie, and I host the Adulting with Donnie podcast. And this is not the show to listen to if you're trying to be a better adult. I started this podcast as a way to offload some thoughts that I have throughout the week. My topics vary widely every week. Movies I've seen, guns and gun control, sex, people that are stupid, why I don't care about celebrity opinions, TV shows, snowmobiling. The list goes on and on. I'm always taking topic suggestions from fans of the show too. So join me each week on Adulting with Donnie as I pour some bourbon and allow you to see the inner workings of the mind of a madman. Live free and rant hard.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are Killer Fun. We explore the intersection of crime and entertainment every other week.
For as long as people have been communicating, they have been talking about who did what to whom, and is that socially acceptable?
Because the boundaries of society,
crime,
and entertainment have always gone hand in hand.
The more salacious,
or weird,
the better. From books and movies
to television shows and games,
we look at how life and art imitate and inform one another.
And we can't get together and not laugh. So let's face it, there's going to be laughing.
Killer Fun is available anywhere you listen to podcasts, so join us.
Today's sponsor is Kualu. If you'd like to get started with a domain name and a website today, just click on the link in the show notes and that will take you over to Kualu to get started. They also have a live support chat system that you can use, which is in the bottom right hand corner. So get started with a new website and domain name today with Kualu. Hey everybody, if you would like to get the ad-free versions of all of our podcasts and support Entertainment Talk along the way, all you need to do is head over to patreon.com/entertainment talk. Sign up either as a creator or as a Patreon. There's no difference there. That's just the option for either becoming a creator now or just staying as a patron for the moment. And then all you need to do is support us at the $1 level tier. That will get you access to all of the ad-free podcasts that we've done in the past and get you access to all the ad-free podcasts in that month as well. So it's a great way to support us on Entertainment Talk and to get rid of the ads and get your ad-free podcasts. You can also become a patron at the $3 level tier. That gets you access to ad-free podcasts and allows you to redeem a review of a TV show or a film of entirely your choice. That's one per month for either a TV show or a film review, which is at the $3 level tier. As always, thank you very much for listening. Back to the show. Alright, recently on Entertainment Talk, the Jim Carrey Classic Review season for Season 4 is all finished now. The Season 4 rankings, are now available and out as of yesterday. All 10 episodes are available to listen to of the 4th season of Classic Reviews. There will be one more Jim Carrey thing next week, but it won't be to do with Classic Reviews necessarily. And then the week after is going to be the 2nd of September, and I have teased something particular for that. Not going to say what it is. I'm just going to let it get released on the 2nd of September. That's a Wednesday as well. But the Season 4 rankings for Classic Reviews, only for the 10 Jim Carrey films that I actually saw. So that's that. Cut out a segment from last week's Gaming Talk episode for the Marvel Avengers beta. This is the upcoming Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics game. My impressions of the beta, I did talk about them on last week's gaming episode, but I wanted to cut that out as its own segment as well. So if you want to know what I think of the game, that is that particular segment. So no spoilers as well, really, although the game kind of spoiled itself. But anyway, that's that. Classic Reviews last week, the season finale episode was Season 4 episode 10. Me, myself and Irene, one of Jim Carrey's films as well, so that was really cool to do. Gaming Talk last week, we talked about the latest presentation for Cyberpunk 2077, the second episode of the Night City thing. You can look that up on YouTube. Some really cool stuff over there. We talked about Last of Us Part 2 getting an update. It's got a permadeath mode, an infinite crafting mode. You can now use like different graphic styles and things like that for the game. Just a whole bunch of cool stuff that's going on there. So we talked about a bunch of stuff there. Did a podcast for the Walking Dead, a podcast updates announcements thing. This is talking about what we're going to be doing with The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead World Beyond. and where you can watch them and all that sort of stuff. All of those episodes, by the way, for the Walking Dead UK podcast will be on that feed. So look out for those starting in October. So there's that as well. Scroll past that. We've got the Umbrella Academy Season 2, my Don't Skip review for that, for the second season of Umbrella Academy, which is available on Netflix. What else we got here? I did a podcast talking about BBC is kind of falling, and Disney Plus is thriving a lot at the moment. It's doing really, really well and exceeding its goals and stuff. So I talked about both some facts as to why that's going on and my opinion as to why I think that's happening as well. So there's that. And that's pretty much everything we've been doing on entertainmenttalk.org and on podcast platforms. Where's the tab that I've got for the fixtures? There it is. Alright, so interesting situation with Man United specifically. September 2020, the Saturday 12th of September is the opening weekend for the Premier League for the 20 to 21 season. Now, we were supposed to have Burnley away on the first game of the season, which is going to be the 12th of September. That was going to be an away game. But they've decided that because our European campaigns went on a little bit longer, and Man City's as well, both those games have been postponed for now. The Man United away to Burnley, and then City have got Villa at home on the 12th, but those games won't actually be played on those days. So when you jump to the next weekend, the 19th, Saturday 19th of September, we are going to play Crystal Palace at home. So Burnley away, Palace at home. We don't know when that Burnley game is going to happen at the moment. I don't really get why you would announce... Why didn't they just announce that we're playing Palace first? Because we're not actually playing Burnley first, even though it's listed, and it's listed as postponed anyway. So you've announced the fixture, and immediately postponed it. I don't really understand that. Even if it's supposed to be our first game, it won't be. I don't really understand that. Why didn't you just... Anyway. But yeah. I'd say 2 easy games, but we've struggled against Burnley. We've struggled against Palace, certainly, in the past as well. I think we did lose to Palace once, at least, last season. I can't remember what we did against... Oh no, we lost to Burnley, didn't we? 2-0. So that's going to be interesting. But like we said, it's the 20th of August today. This is going to be on the 19th of September, so about just under a month away. Just over a month away. It's simple. We got to sign some players. We got to get rid of the deadwood that's in this club, and we've just got to do better. I know it's a very easy thing to say, but the Glazers are the one that's got to do things at the end of the day. We've got to go out and get Sancho. We've got to go out and get... We've got to add a lot of squad depth at the moment. I mean, it's... as a lot of people have said before, the Glazers do treat us like a bank account instead of an actual football club that needs to compete in sporting events, in the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, etc. But I just, like this, I get it. You don't want to be bullied into spending 120 million on Sancho, but you kind of need him, and you've got the money. So just I know that there's been struggles financially with certain things this year, and Man United didn't have any income for a while, but the Glazers have they've got more than enough money to pay for that. I've heard that they've taken or earned, whatever word you want to use, between 2 to 4 billion or so from Manchester United over their entire time. So, or at least as of recently or something. But yeah, if you're not willing to, you're supposed to take care of the things that you own. And I understand that 120 million's a lot, and we don't want to seem... I get the part about, okay, we don't want to be bullied into these deals, because then how much, where will we stop in terms of, are we going to go out and pay 180 million for somebody, 150 million for somebody? But this is a player that would slot really nicely into this team with Jadon Sancho. And now we've turned our attention to this, I can't remember his first name, but Brooks from Bournemouth. And it's like, okay, you're willing to spend 40 million on him, and he's a squad player. And fair enough, we need squad players and first team players, because we also need competition for the first team. We really do, and we need a much better bench, and we need better reserve players and everything. Because we need to just get this squad better so that we can start competing properly again and winning some things. And I know, we finished third and we got into the 3 different semi-finals, but we didn't win anything. We're back in the Champions League, which is great, and we're all happy about that. But we're Manchester United. We need to start winning things again. But anyway, yeah. So we got plenty of time to get things done. I don't think the transfer window closes until October anyway, so we've got even further out than these fixtures to sort that out. So, yeah. But anyway, Saturday, 26th September, we've got Brighton away. That could be potentially difficult. We shall see. I'm just going to read out the first kind of couple of fixtures or whatever. Then we got Tottenham at home. Last season I would have said that as an easy game, but I see, that's the thing. Like, I could sit here with these fixtures and say, like, okay, this game's going to be easy, this game's going to be hard, but you just don't know. We beat Man City twice last year and lost to Burnley. We drew against Liverpool once. We were one of the few teams that could get anything from Liverpool last season. And then we lost to Newcastle. And then we beat Chelsea twice. And who else did we lose to last year that we shouldn't have? I don't know. A lot of fixtures that just didn't really go our way. And we just did. I don't know. Football's unpredictable sometimes. So then we got, Tottenham at home on the 3rd of October. Saturday, 17th October. Away to Newcastle, so that could be a difficult one. Chelsea at home, Saturday 24th October. Then Arsenal at home. See, some of these could be changed as well, because when Champions League football starts and when FA Cup, well, that won't start till January, will it? FA Cup, or later in the season. But Carabao Cup and Champions League, once those things start, these fixtures will get moved around anyway. Let me just look at who we've got last day of the season, because that won't particularly change. Oh, it only goes up to Jan. Oh, it's got a show more button here. Hang on, let me keep scrolling. March, April. It's usually May, isn't it? And usually everybody plays. Alright, Sunday 23rd of May, we've got Wolves away. That's going to be a tough one. Okay, I know I've said that, like, you can point at certain fixtures and certain things, but yeah, Wolves are not an easy team to play against. They're a tough bunch to play against. Yeah, Sunday 23rd of May, 4 o'clock kickoff again. Again, that could change, but Wolves away from home on the last day of the season. That's a really tough one, actually. So if we're, dare I say we challenge for the title next season? I don't really think so, but I'm trying to be positive. Let's say about getting into the top 3 again and winning a cup. I think that's let's be honest, that's the point that we're at. Yeah, if we're at a point again like we was this season where it's like, okay, we need a win or a draw, we want to be qualified at least at that point so we don't have to worry so much, but that's a tough one. Wolves away, that's a really tough one. Liverpool got Palace at home. That could be a tough one, but Liverpool have been very good, haven't they? City got Everton at home. That should be relatively easy. So here we got Fulham, Leeds, and who's the other new team this season? West Brom, isn't it? Yeah, they'll go straight back down again. So Leeds and West Brom have got each other on the last day of the season. But anyway, that's pretty much everything for this episode. Thank you all very much for listening. If you have any thoughts, feelings, questions, comments about Manchester United or anything related to... oh, sorry, we do have an email as well. I just remembered that as well. It's from United Lover again, so let me just type in... Alright, there we go. Can Manchester United beat Seville and then probably Inter in the finals in Europa League this season? Well, we know the answer to that now, which is no. Could we have beaten Inter in the final? Maybe, I don't know, but we know the answer to that. This was sent on Friday last week, so again, apologies for the delay. I think so. They are a very good unit, but they have to play against Unites that can achieve goals. If you look at Sevilla, they were playing with 10 men for most of the last tide, so it was very difficult for them to get an effect. I think they will be very strong, and I am sure they can wipe out Inter. I don't think Inter will play as well as they did last year, but I'm sure that they are going to be strong. I mean, Inter is turning into an ex-Man United team, isn't it? They can have Lingard, Pereira, and Jones as well, and they can just be like a half of a Man United team because they have actually fully got Sanchez now, haven't they? They got Lukaku and they got Ashley Young. They can also have Lingard, Jones, and Pereira, and that'll be 6 players from us. So that's almost half that's over half their team if they take all them. But obviously they don't have some of those players at the moment. They most definitely can, as they are the best unit in Europe by distance. If De Gea and Maguire put up a decent outing, we know how Maguire fared in that regard. In both matches, they are sure to win it. They are the only weak links in a unit which now has a world-class midfield and begin an onset. Just want to stop there for a minute. I mean, yeah, Matic, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, I think all them 3 are relatively world-class. I mean, Matic is kind of getting to that point where in a couple of seasons, probably when his contract runs out, he will be past his best. Pogba's still very, very good. Again, get him on that new contract. I don't know what we're waiting for. Because we gave Brandon Williams a new contract the other week, didn't we? And there were some others recently as well. Who's the other one? Fernandes has come in and done really, really well. I don't think he's quite... I mean, he's probably settled into the team, but I think we'll see fully, a better side of him next year as well. Or next season. But no, I can't agree with you with Maguire. They didn't put in a good shift there. De Gea, like I said, I don't think he's really at fault for the goals. So, But as the saying goes, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. It's very, very true. And our weakest link is our defence. So, yeah. So keep your fingers crossed. They are in a good position to pull it off. So, thank you for that yet again, United lover. And hopefully you continue to write in. If you guys have any thoughts, feelings, questions, comments about Manchester United or concerns, I certainly have concerns about our defence. And just kind of like the mentality and things for this season and that sort of stuff. I suppose the thing I should finish off as well, I meant to kind of do this at the end of the end of the league season, but now that we've actually played all of our games for this season, who's my player of the season? There's a few contenders for me. You've got Martial, who's done pretty well. Bruno Fernandes has just changed this team, I think. Greenwood's done really, really good. He has gone kind of quiet since those goals, and I gave him praise on that, but I'm not going to blame him particularly for that. I think he should be playing up front and challenging Martial for that striker role, and then you could slot someone else on the right-hand side. Pogba's come in and done some good stuff. Wan-Bissaka started off this season really, really well, but I can't say anything really good about our defence at the moment. De Gea's had a shaky season, but kind of pulled himself back at the end. Rashford started off really well, but I can't give him player of the season, not given how he kind of ended the season. Yeah, we've ended the season on a bit of a negative note, like performance-wise. Yes, we still got into the Champions League, which was good, but performance in general, I just think we've slipped away a bit. I think I've got to give it to Bruno Fernandes. I mean, like, what would have, like, because we brought him in January. If we didn't have him, and yes, I'm going to go back to the Lingard Pereira thing in a minute, and you have that number 10 slot, which is a vital part of the, chain, so to speak, to reference the email that we just read out, who would have gotten all those goals and assists and, scored all those penalties, and just, who would have uplifted, because he's uplifted this team, really. He's come in, he's only played like half a season. He's shown some leadership qualities. He isn't, homegrown talent and all that. He's, a foreign kind of talent and stuff. What the hell would we have done without Bruno Fernandes this season? Like, yeah, we started off really well. Rashford played really well, and Wan-Bissaka started off the season well. So did Maguire and some other players as well. But I looking back on this season, like, what the hell would we have done without Bruno Fernandes? I don't really think anybody in this team would have taken the team by the scruff of the neck like that. Both in terms of creating chances, scoring chances, leadership qualities, just uplifting the team. You're adding really great quality into the team with Bruno Fernandes. I'm gonna, if we hadn't signed him, we probably wouldn't have got Champions League football So for that reason alone, I know he's only been here half a season, but yeah, I think he's our player of the season. I can't think of anybody else who's done for the team what Bruno has done. Martial scored a lot of goals. Rashford has. Greenwood scored some good goals, and all that. Dan James has done really well in his first season as well. He kind of slipped away a bit at the end, but I think everybody kind of did. But Bruno to me is the one player who's just been consistently good throughout the season, and he's only been here for half of it. So yeah, I've got to give it to him. I can't really think of anybody else who I would pick above him necessarily. So I'm going to give it to him. But who is your player of the season? What do you think of this season? Again, let me know your thoughts, feelings, questions, comments about all of that. And what you think will happen in the transfer market. What I'm going to do is, because the next match is about a month away, I'm not going to do a podcast on every transfer. I'm going to wait until a couple of things have happened, if they actually do, which is up to the club to actually sort that out and not up to me. So if there's been like a good few transfers to make enough of a podcast out of it, I'll do another podcast. But until then, I will possibly wait until the opening game of next season, which isn't even that far away anyway. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, in the meantime, that's it for this season, really, for the United cast, the first season. This is going to sound a little bit weird, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't voided. Yes, I didn't want Liverpool to win the league, but they had to win like 2 or 3 more games anyway, and they were like 20-something points clear. You know what? That's kind of not really... No one's really talking about Liverpool winning the league at the moment. It sort of happened. They lifted the trophy, and then just nothing's really been talked about. I've not really seen people talking about Liverpool. In the end, it's still a very disappointing thing to see. Obviously, I didn't want them to win the league and that, but I don't know. It feels like a bit of a muted win. Yeah, I don't know. So, but anyway, you can find, in the meantime, everything that we've got on entertainmenttalk.org. If you'd like to support the podcast and Entertainment Talk, that would be really, really good. You can support us on Patreon. Check out the $1 and $3 level tiers for review, ad-free podcast, and instant podcast options. We do have an Amazon affiliate link. You can shop on there. We can get a small cut of what you spend. It won't cost you extra. iTunes feed, you can rate, review, subscribe to those. If you search for Entertainment Talk, you can also search for Geektown. That's run by David for your up-to-date and reliable TV and film news. If you search for Geektown on iTunes podcast services, or simply head over to geektown.co.uk for your up-to-date, reliable TV and film news. Geektown Radios is on Tuesdays as well, so look out for that. You can find Bex on Twitch. She is streaming daily. Lots of different cool stuff happening over there. Gaming, geeky chatter, and whatnot. All that sort of stuff. If you search for Trista Bytes, that's Trista, Bytes. Go and have a look for her over there. Follow her, subscribe to her. Barry is doing horror podcasts still over on Talk and Stalk. They did an episode last week on Scream, the first Scream film as well. So that was really cool. He's going to be doing a new episode sometime soon again as well, so look out for those. For everybody else as well, you can use word of mouth, tell people that you know about the website and the iTunes feeds, social media, Facebook and Twitter, and if you can, in different Facebook groups. Let's Play Sundays is going to return soon as well, so look out for those. I'm streaming Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2 New Game Plus when I can as well on Twitch, so have a look out for that. But thank you all very much for listening, and I'll see you in the new season, or next time. Goodbye.